Look at that church. That looks actually really cool. From 1768. Look how beautiful those buildings are. Now everybody thinks of beautiful architecture more like Boston area, but Philly has so much more to offer too. So there's a good cuisine, lots of history. So lots of people who fought in the War of Independence apparently were buried in this area. And this church was called officially Old Pine Church, but was also called Church of the Patriots because lots of the parishioners fought in the Revolutionary War. This is when you can see that the cemetery is old, where some of it you either can't tell what the name of the person buried is, or it's really hard to read, like those two. No idea. Oh my God, I was just thinking, that building across the street behind the cemetery, it's gorgeous. I would love to live in a place like this. But imagine looking out the window. Honey, I want to live in this house here, and then looking out in the middle of the night, if I'd see glimmer of light or anything, I would shit my pants. So the graveyard is from 1764 at least, but the church was built in 1768.
After the Reformation, Martin Luther, many years later, many of the separate countries, especially after Henry VIII separated from the Roman Catholic Church, many Protestant denominations started springing up. One of them was a Presbyterian denomination, mostly made up of Scot-Irish folks. Oh. Many Scot-Irish immigrated to the United States. So they came over, they opened church, they built churches. This church, there were 2 Presbyterian churches here before 1768, but oh, really? The first and second, not in this place, first and second, they were overcrowded, so they built a third.
Oh, okay.
So this is why this is Third Presbyterian Church. So it was built in 1768, so you're talking right before the Revolutionary War. Lots of Scot-Irish here. Oops. Presbyterians were known to really not want anything to do with England. When the war broke out, the English had a real animosity against the Presbyterians. They called it a Presbyterian War instead of the Revolutionary
War. Oh, really?
War. Yeah, yeah. So much so that when the Brits came over to fight, whenever they went into a town that had a Presbyterian church, they would loot it. They would, just break. It was horrible. Every town up and down the East Coast.
Really?
Presbyterians, I think, accounted for about 60% of the soldiers who fought in the American Revolution. And if you take a walk around our graveyard, you will see over about 200 flags. Those flags represent a veteran of the American Revolutionary War.
Oh, okay. We did see some.
Yeah, there's quite a few. And they are verified. We have their names, who they were, what rank they served. So it's a very it sends me chills up and down my spine.
Oh,
during the Revolutionary War, the pastor here was George Duffield. He was a firebrand. He was very patriotic. He would always encourage the men in the congregation to join the patriotic cause. He was such a firebrand that the British had a 50-pound note on his head. They wanted him dead.
Wow.
He became one of the chaplains of the Continental Army. He traveled with Washington to Valley Forge. Soldiers in our graveyard, we do not where. They just dumped them. It was almost like another slap in the face to the church and to the Hessian soldiers, Right. Their families never knew what happened to them. So anyway, they left in 1778. The Patriots came back. They rebuilt the church. And then in about 1850, they started the renovations that you see now. Tombstone there.
So how many people are buried besides the
about
Haitians?
4,000.
Really?
But
On that
they're
little
buried
ground?
one on top of the other.
Oh, okay, okay.
Our pegs aside. Yeah, that's why. And it's a small graveyard, but there are about 4,000 people, we
Now,
think.
there's one grave that has like a, on this side, like a brand new marble stone. It was
yeah,
it like
yeah.
redone by somebody?
Yes, so those, and you'll see several of those.
Okay.
So what happens is the descendant of that person,
Okay.
applies to, or either he or she will apply to the Veterans Administration, department to see if they can help pay for the stone. They have to go through so much
I
to
bet.
prove it.
Yeah.
That in the end, she said, I'm just going to pay for it. Her name is Donna Levy. So she had that installed for her ancestor. And you're going to see several of them.
Oh,
They
that's
look
so cool.
New.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's-
Yeah, first I was like, somebody was buried now. I'm like, no, it says
no,
1806.
no, monument. We also have a stone, again, if you go out, when you go out this path, you'll see a stone with Korean flag. The flag, that is the grave of Inoo. Inoo in 1958, I believe it was 58. A young man from Korea studying at the University of Pennsylvania to be a translator. He went out to mail a letter to his parents, and he was killed by a mob of youth. They killed him. They just pummeled him.
Because he looked different.
Yes, yes. The family, where the family in Korea wrote to the presbytery here. They wanted him buried here because this was the country that he came to learn from, and he wanted him buried here. So the church
That's
here
nice.
accepted, number one. Number two, the parents wrote a letter to the judge that was prosecuting the 7 or 8 youths that killed him, and they asked for leniency for them.
Oh.
They said, we are Christians, this is what we believe, and we hope. Then it was amazing. But anyway, he's buried.
I know, I'm gonna like get tears in my eyes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
such a cool story.
Yeah, yeah. So so I don't know. Oh, so in the
We appreciate your
oh, no,
time. This
no,
is so
no,
wonderful,
no.
seriously, and we love it.
No, so in 1980s, the pastor here was Pindar. He was the one with Eugene. They wanted to re-stencil the church. So what the church had originally was that stencil that's in a marker. That's what was on the walls since about 1856 or so.
Wow.
So they wanted, it was old, and so they wanted to re-stencil. So what you have here, remember I said that the church is 3rd Scots Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
So you see the waves depicting the mariners.
So people with the flags, they said they were veterans of the either the Revolutionary War or the War of 1812, correct?
Yes, the flags were mostly the Revolutionary War.
So look at those people who died in the Revolutionary War. There's like a lot of them. You never
Because
think of
there
it.
were at least 200.
You think of people who are like, who died in Vietnam War, Korean. You just don't think about that,
Revolutionary.
right? And somewhere here there's like, what you say, 400 Haitians, which is like a Hessia. Hessia, that's where they come from, Hessian, I think. The Germans, mercenaries who fought for British, their bodies were dumped here someplace.
Winfield Scott was quoted
Excuse me.
as saying,
Sorry. Hello. No. I want to find the grave of the Korean man,
Seemed like it was on this side.
kid
right?
who got killed. Check out this street. And I love it because there's not much traffic or anything, right? Oh, so you know what kind of a bricks are those? Flemish, I believe, style. Right? Oh yeah, like Okay, we're just going to the corner.
They're trying to make it more lively, and then on the side of all
I'd live here in a. That is, the building is beautiful. I'd live here with the worst one. This is kind of eyesore, right?
This one.
Yeah, it's like, it's a shame. They could have done something. It's like, it's crazy beautiful. And I love it that there's no cars going by here. Makes it even like more special. If there were no cars, period, it would be even better.
Do you see those people? I'm assuming it was their garage open.
I think
with
so.
that white Corvette in there.